अनुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Hare Krishna. Continuing to study from the 9th chapter, Brahmaji's prayers for the creative energy. So we see that in the last section from verse number 24, 22, Brahmaji making so many requests to the Lord. And this is a very ideal example, the perfect example of anyone who is assigned any service, how he should approach, what should be his attitude. Attitude of gratitude. This Brahmaji is revealing here, is showing that he is praying to the Supreme Lord to please empower him to be able to perform the function which he has been assigned, because he feels himself incapable. He feels himself incapable, and at the same time he is requesting that please empower me so that I may be able to perform this function. And he also says that please protect me from false ego, please save me from the deviation, please wake me up. So much we see the spirit of dependence. And in today's world, the so-called Gen Z generation, they don't believe in dependence. They always want to show and tell others that they are independent. That is how they get caught in the trap of Maya. So after hearing all these requests of Lord Brahma, the Supreme Lord responds or replies. You will see 29th verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Mayam Ma Ved Garbhas Gastandrin Sargo Udyamam Avaha Tanmaya Apaditam Hi Agre Yanmam Prarthayate Bhava. So the Supreme Lord said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "O Brahma," he says, "Veda Garbha, O depth of Vedic wisdom, you have such Vedic enlightenment. Be neither depressed nor anxious about the execution of creation." So the Lord is first normalizing him, that don't be unduly anxious. What you are begging from me has already been granted before. This is a very important aspect of performing devotional service, that when we are given the service, when we are having this opportunity to receive service, with the service comes the empowerment, especially when it is coming from the parampara. Of course, service will come only from the parampara if it is devotional service. So along with the service comes the empowerment. So the Lord is saying, what you are begging from me in terms of empowerment, in terms of protection, in terms of safety, all is already granted. It has already been granted before. So we should always have this faith and trust that when we are being bestowed service from someone who is an authorized representative, along with the service, the empowerment is coming. So we should not try to put our false ego or false humility in between and block it. Or say, no, 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 I don't think I can do it. Or I am not prepared for it. Or I am not capable for it. No. We should immediately feel ourselves very fortunate that here is an opportunity for me to progress in Krishna consciousness, to please the Parampara members and to advance in bhakti. See Prabhupada's purport. Any person authorized by either the Lord or his bona fide representative is already blessed, as is the work entrusted to him. Of course, the person entrusted with such a responsibility should always be aware of his incapability and must always look for the mercy of the Lord for the successful execution of his duty. This is the approach or the attitude or the aptitude that although I am insignificant on my own, I have no competence, I have no capability. But because I have been given this opportunity, that means I'm already empowered. This opportunity itself is a great blessing. One should not be puffed up because he is entrusted with a certain executive work. Fortunate is he who is so interested, and if he is always fixed in the sense of being subordinate to the will of the Supreme, he is sure to come out successful in the discharge of his work. Today I was hearing a very wonderful lecture. It gave me so much of understanding and clarity, because we are all different individuals. And it is obvious that we are all individuals. So all our individuality cannot be having the same opinion or the same approach every time. We may differ. We may differ in our approach, we may differ in our opinion, we may differ in our perceptions. But the most important point is there should not be disobedience. There can be difference of opinion. Please hear very attentively. And it is obvious that there will be difference of opinion because we are not one. It is not Mayavad that everything is one. But there should not be deliberate disobedience. If there is some difference of opinion, it can be spoken or it can be exchanged. But with the spirit of subordination, as Srila Prabhupada is writing here, that fortunate is he who is entrusted, and if he is always fixed in the sense of being subordinate to the will of the Supreme, he is sure to come out successful in the discharge of his work. So, difference of opinion is always allowed. But disobedience is something which denies us the advantage of progress in Krishna consciousness. Actually, it degrades us and it becomes the reason of our downfall. What is the result? Immediately we will lose taste in Krishna consciousness. No longer Krishna consciousness will look attractive. Maya will start looking more attractive. Arjuna was entrusted with the work of fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Prabhupada gives an example, a graphic example to understand this point. And before he was so entrusted, the Lord had already arranged for his victory. But Arjuna was always conscious of his position as subordinate to the Lord, and thus he accepted him as the supreme guide in his responsibility. Anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud. and cannot execute anything nicely. Brahma and persons in the line of disciplic succession who follow in these footsteps are always successful in the discharge of loving, transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. It's a very, very important principle and very, very, what should I say? Very realistic purport Srila Prabhupada is bringing here, so that we know that what is the principle with which we must approach or perform our services. If we keep this principle clear in our thought, in our mind, then never ever we will struggle. There will not be struggle. In devotional service, the struggle only comes because of being guided by. Now, let me ask you, let us have some discussion today. Rather than just going to the other verses, let us stick to this verse. Dayashil Prabhu, you are there? Ramya is not able to hear.
Yes, she's here, Prabhuji. She's here.
Huh?
She's here.
I am hearing Prabhuji.
Acha. Varangi, she is with you?
She is sleeping on the bed, so I am on the bed actually.
Acha. She is still not normalized. Huh?
No.
Okay. So may I ask, in our approach to service, how much do we keep this principle in focus while we are performing this services, particularly, of course, in our Krishna conscious activities? You have heard the principle. We have all heard the principle. Lord is already telling Brahmaji that what you are begging is already granted to you. Bolo, open up. This is the reason why we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. To be able to see the principles in practice. How it is being practiced. Principle is given in Bhagavad Gita. What is the principle? Anyone knows the principle? This principle is very clearly given in the Bhagavad Gita. Many places Krishna gave. At least one or two places you please mention where it is mentioned. Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya.
Yes, that is there. But here it is not so direct here. Yeah, Brahmaji is asking for empowerment. He is asking for protection. He is asking for, so that he does not get deviated. That is there, but even more accurate representation of this verse. Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, full verse I'm not able to remember.
Okay.
But Lord Krishna says that Nimitra Matra Bhava Sabyasachi.
Very good. Yeah, it is even better. You have come even more closer. So Nimit Matra Bhava Sabyasachi. That just consider yourself to be an instrument. Very good. Okay. But still, there is one verse which is exactly accurate to this situation. Any one of you who remembers? It is in the 18th chapter. I don't think you people remember much 18th chapter because you don't study it separately. We have studied only, how many times we have studied the 18th chapter? Only 2-3 times. Once we went verse by verse and verse in our mantra of life. There was 18th chapter. Rukmini Krishna Maharaj gave twice. He gave 2 sessions on the 18th chapter. I don't know you remember or not. Sarva karmani api sada Urvanumat vyapashraya mat prasada avapnoti shashvatam padam avyaya. It is, if I remember correctly, it is 18.56. Krishna says that although engaged in all kind of activities, my pure devotee under my protection. It is sarv karmani api sada. Although engaged in all kind of activities. Kurvanu mad vyapashraya. He performs all activities under my shelter, under my protection. And mat prasada, by my mercy, by my protection, avapnoti shashvatam padam abhyam. And he reaches finally the imperishable abode of man. So see the translation, purport. The word mad vyapashraya means under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of the Lord or as the representative of the spiritual master. This is very important. Very, very important. To the extent we are under the direction or under guidance, to that extent we are under protection. Clear? And as soon as we try to act independently or whimsically, to that extent, we are withdrawing ourselves from the protection. Very, very beautiful purport. One of my most favorite verses in the entire Bhagavad Gita. These 3 verses, 56, 57, and 58, is a triplet. So Prabhupada says there is no time limit for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in activities under the direction. Again. So means to the extent we are subordinate, that means under direction, to that extent we are protected, we are safe. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, how engaged? Under direction, under guidance. The Lord is very, very kind. Prabhupada uses the word very, very kind. And in spite of all difficulties, he eventually placed transcendental abode of Krishna. The Prabhupada put. Just by one aspect of Krishna consciousness, that he is always under guidance. He is eventually placed in the transcendental abode or Krishna Lok. He is guaranteed entrance. There is no doubt about it. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge. I don't know how much you are able to connect or relate. But Krishna consciousness is very, very miraculous. It's very simple. It seems to be very basic. But if we accept that simplicity and the basic nature of Krishna consciousness in our practice, it will give us the highest result. Now, what is the result? Entrance to the spiritual abode of Krishna is guaranteed. Why I am saying so? Because I am seeing after so many years, people have not understood this point. And they are again and again, they are allowing their life to be again dictated by Maya. by withdrawing from protection. So we see, Brahmaji, so this approach should always be there. If this approach is there, then only we will seek protection. Then only we will seek guidance. Because it is the nature of the material modes to make us think that I can decide what is good for me. I know what is best for me. Here we see Brahmaji, the person in the highest position in this entire material creation. He is seeking protection and shelter. What about any other jiva? What is his capacity? Or what is his ability? It is only because of his contaminated intelligence, polluted intelligence, that he himself calls miseries upon himself by not following. Okay. Anyone has any question on this? Or any further discussion? We should take this discussion deeper to integrate it, so that we are not swayed away by the illusionary energy. Difficulties will come in life. There will be difficult situations. But in those difficult situations, how much we remain committed and loyal. Today morning, I just met one devotee, young devotee, very promising devotee. He is chartered accountant. He has joined us full time. He is in his PBT yellow dress. Very early morning, he came to me for some service. And in his mobile, I saw one site which was not from our ISKCON fraternity. It was from other fraternity. So I told him, why you are visiting all this site? The most important aspect of practice of devotional service is loyalty. And we see the loyalty here of Brahmaji. He is fully dependent on the Supreme Lord. To the extent, very simple, pick up very simple. You see right now, Ramya told me that she is beside Gaurangi because Gaurangi is not well. So Gaurangi is dependent on whom? She is dependent on Ramya and Dayashi. So they cannot leave her. They cannot ignore her. Their entire attention is how to serve her and how to cure her as early as possible. And for that, whatever is possible, they will do. But if the child starts to decide that what medicine she will take, or what doctor she will visit, or what, then what can they do? And again, we are saying we have a very small community. We are again and again succumbing to this disease of independently thinking that I know better what is good for me. This is Maya's trap. It has already caught you to drag you down. Okay, I see a hand up. Who has a question? Darshil, you or Ramya?
Ji, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, regarding protection, it is protection, Prabhuji, that devotional service is protected.
Devotional service is protected. Devotional service, the person who is to perform devotional service has to be protected from deviation. How he will be protected? If he is dependent. Most of the time, we are independent. We think, oh, now this service has been given to me. I know now how I have to do. And I will do it in the best way or my way. Try to perform service as if we perform karma. Based on our ability, based on our experience, based on our skills. Then it will not be successful. Prabhupada is speaking this. See in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, Fortunate is he who is so interested. Please hear very attentively. You see what Prabhupada is focusing. And if he is always fixed in a sense of being subordinate to the will of the Supreme, he is sure to come out successful in the discharge of his work. Anyone, on the other hand, anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud and cannot execute anything nicely. So these are the two situations. Brahma and person in the line of a disciplined succession who follow in the footsteps are always successful in the discharge of loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. Taking another verse, I'll take at least two more verses. Bhuyasvam tapatishtita vidyam cheva madashrayam tabhyam antar hridhi brahman lokan drakshyasi apavrita. O Brahma, situate yourself in penance and meditation and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. Please see what the Supreme Lord is speaking. Always situate yourself in penance and meditation and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. By these actions, you will be able to understand everything from within your heart. So we have to perform our function, our role. It is not that we are depending on the Lord, so the Lord will come and perform the service. Or I am depending on my senior or guide, so he will do the service. My dependence is on him, na? So his responsibility is to do the service? No. Now what is the empowerment? That we will be given the intelligence to how to perform the service. The mercy of the Lord bestows upon a particular person engaged in executing the responsible work entrusted to him is beyond imagination. But his mercy is received due to our penance and perseverance in executing devotional service. Two things. Mercy can make mountains move. But what will attract mercy? This Prabhupada is revealing here. But his mercy is received due to our penance and perseverance. Perseverance, you understand? What is the word perseverance? What is perseverance? Yes, bole. Darshan?
Prabhuji, continuing any work without any interruption.
Perseverance means patience. Dhairya. Utsaha, Nishchayat, and Dhairyat. Dhairyat means patience. Because things will not automatically change just as we are thinking. Or it may not change. It may even become reverse. It may become even more difficult. So how much patience are we having? Brahma was entrusted with the work of creating the planetary systems. The Lord instructed him that when he meditated, he would very easily know where and how the planetary systems must be arranged. No prior experience, no work experience, no training, no guidance, nothing. What do you have to do? You have to arrange the planetary systems. Who will be where and how? The directions were to come from within. Matta smriti jnanam apohanamcha. And there was no necessity for anxiety in the task. Such instruction of Buddhi Yoga are directly imparted by the Lord from within as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam yena mamopiyam. Tat atmani loke cha bhakti yukta samahita Drashtasi mam tatam brahman mai lokam tvamatmana. O Brahma, when you were absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself, that the universe and the living entities are all in me. Wow. You will see me in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you. How? As Paramatma. The Lord is spread everywhere. Sarvasya chaham, sarvasya is there in everywhere. And is also there in the heart, Hida Sannivishta, throughout the universe. And you will see that yourself, the universe and the living entities are all in me. What is the verse from Bhagavad Gita? What is the verse from Bhagavad Gita? Very beautiful verse. 2-3 places Krishna is speaking about this principle. At least give me one. Try. At least one book we should be clear on the principles. To be able to see the Supreme everywhere. नहीं बाकी में कोई बोलने दो. प्रियंका आप बताओ.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण बोलिए.
प्रभु जी now I cannot remind that verse.
हाँ. पैराफ्रेज कर सकती हैं, जरूरी नहीं है सेम एग्जैक्टली वर्ड्स बोले, उसका ट्रांसलेशन भी बोल सकते हैं. बोलो रविंद्र प्रभु. ये सब वर्सेस तो कई बार पढ़ चुके हैं प्रभु. चैप्टर तो अभी थोड़े दिन पहले पढ़ा है. थोड़ा रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा, रोज एक एक वर्ष भी रिवाइज करो, स्मरण तो करें ना. अभी बोल रहे हैं तपस्या करो और मेडिटेशन करो. स्मरणंती स्मरण. पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु आपको कुछ स्मरण है? Pradeep, unless and until I ask you, you will not answer.
Hare Krishna. Pradeep, 9th
Hare
chapter,
Krishna.
Maya tadam yadam sarvam jagatavyakta murtina vastam sarvabhutam achaham tesho.
No, not so directly here. Yeah, Krishna gives more direct references. Here it has been talking about person only, persons, not the impersonal form. That is, Maya Tatam Idam Sarvam is the impersonal form. Jagat Avyakta Murti, that is the impersonal form. There Krishna is talking about the personal form. बोलिए दयाशील प्रभु, और तो कोई बोल ही नहीं रहा। या रम्या आप बोलो।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, मैं यही वाला वर्ष सोची थी, मस्तानी सर्वभूतानि।
यो माम पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me. Tasyaham na pranashyami. I am never lost to him. Na sacha me pranashyati. Nor is he ever lost to me. Prabhupada gives us such a beautiful purport in this. He says, a person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is the manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna. The devotee becomes one with Krishna in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee can exist. So he sees the presence of the Supreme Lord everywhere. How? By his presence as Super Soul. The Super Soul is there in everyone's heart. You will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself and the universe and the living entities are all in me. Herein the Lord hints that Brahma would see him as Lord Sri Krishna when he appears during Brahma's daytime. And then Brahma would then appreciate how the Lord expands himself into all the calves and boys during his childhood at Vrindavan. And how Yashodamai sees all the universes and planetary systems within the mouth of Krishna during his playful childhood pastimes. During the appearance of Lord Krishna, Brahma would also see that there are many millions of Brahmas. But all these manifestations of the Lord appearing everywhere in his eternal transcendental forms cannot be understood by anyone but a pure devotee, who are always engaged in devotional service to the Lord and are fully absorbed in the Lord. The high qualification of Brahma are thus indicated here. Okay, I will stop here. It is 9:20, 9:19. We have any query, question, or discussion? Please ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, this verse was very befitting, the 6.30 exact verses relevant was there, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, Lord is telling that due to your penance and perseverance, you will receive the mercy.
Yes.
So can you elaborate more on this, Prabhuji? Like penance and
We have to
perseverance.
perform, penance means what? We have to perform our regulative sadhana bhakti. That is penance. Waking up every day in the Brahma Muhurat, chanting 16 rounds in the morning. What is the difficulty? Why you are not able to do 16 rounds in the morning? I am asking you, Dayashil, where is the possibility of penance? Penance is to perform 5 to 7, you must chant. Why you are not chanting in that time? Why you are deviating every day? Why there is some need to attend, something is more important to attend than chanting? Then how is there possibility of protection and progress? This is penance. Penance is to every day perform our prescribed sadhana bhakti in prescribed time. 1 or 2 days it may be deviated or it may be, diluted, but not every day. Then penance is not being performed. Then what is the problem? The problem is we are trying to take it very cheap. We are taking it very lightly. We are not performing penance. Penance means that there is some difficulty. Difficulty is where? Going against the mind and body. Body wants us to wake up late, sleep late, wake up late. Not following the regulation fully. Penance is following the regulation strictly. So many times we have seen, read, even experienced that success is guaranteed for a rigid practitioner. And even if the practice is rigid, don't think that we can control the world or we control Krishna. We remain under his control. That is perseverance. Not the outside world will change. Our perception will change. That has to change. And we are not controller and master and enjoyer of this world. Is it clear what is penance and perseverance? It is clear. It is not that it is not clear. But the problem is our acceptance is not clear. We still have some other ideas lingering in our heart. Which is not making our practice become pure. Okay, I will stop here. It is getting late. So if we have, the problem of us is if we are pushed, if we are cornered, then we pray. Then some prayers come out from our heart. Now please protect. Otherwise, we are very comfortable, happy, floating. We don't pray. So then there will be such situations where we are tested. And in that test, what will be the result? Fail. So dependence has to be there. What does dependence means? Working under direction. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि।